Willkommen zu einem 5. Part von der Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Im letzten Part haben wir ein bisschen Disco gehabt, andere Sachen erlebt und ein neues Ending gesehen. Und ja, ich wollte eigentlich wieder zurück zu meinem Control Facility und da den Part dann neu starten. Aber ich habe jetzt gesehen, hier haben wir jetzt an diesem Computer einen Input gehabt. Und da konnte ich ja nicht wieder stehen und mal nachschauen, also was das jetzt alles bedeutet und was ich da jetzt machen muss, weil ich habe ja keine Ahnung, ich weiß halt nicht, wann und wie die da halt kommen. Und das gehört zu so einem Ending, wo man halt genau jedes Mal neu starten muss und an anderen Computern den Input aktivieren muss. Das heißt, das machen wir auch einfach mal. Jetzt kann ich das Spiel erneut beginnen. Und dann zu
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Ja.
Stanley decided to go to the...
Und dann nochmal erneut beginnen. Und dann bei Stanleys Computer. So. Zack. Alle Inputs wurden okay, und? Welcome, Stanley. To heaven. Okay. Okay. Was bringt das jetzt? Okay. Der Himmel besteht aus Knöpfen. Gut zu wissen. Und Engel, die dir Buttons singen. So, ich mach mal einen umdrehen. Oh Gott, passiert irgendwas, wenn man alle Knöpfe drückt? Bitte nicht. Die da oben kann ich ja eh nicht erreichen, weil ich nicht springen kann. Ja, von da ist es eh erledigt. Ach, die gehen wieder an. Ach du Scheiße. Ein ewiger Ort der Knöpfe. Ach du meine Güte. Ich habe so das Gefühl, dass ich auch keine Narration mehr bekomme, dass es jetzt wir im Himmel sind und auf ewig Knöpfe drücken können. Okay, that's some random shit. That's random, aber egal. Gut. Dann, starte ich mal neu. Auch sehr interessant. Oh, hier können wir auch wieder... Nee, dann komme ich wieder zurück zum Himmel. Gut, wissen wir das Planänderung, da wir dann wieder dann ewig laufen müssen und so.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nehmen wir zum ersten Mal jetzt nicht den New Content, sondern ich möchte New Content erst wirklich dann uns selber ein bisschen teasen. Ich meine, New Content wirklich erst machen, wenn man den alten Content alles gemacht hat. Ich will das Spiel so ein bisschen erstmal so, ne? Spielen wir den alten Content und dann gehen wir zum neuen Content. Falls es ist ja neue Content, steht jetzt drauf. Also würde ich mir jetzt denken, dass das neuer Content dahinter steht. Es kann natürlich auch sein, dass das Spiel
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Nö.
When Stanley came to a set of
So,
two
jetzt gehen wir
open
zum ersten Mal
doors,
rechts.
he entered the door on his left.
Wir definen den Erzähler.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, genau, das kann sein.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Aha, das mal shit. Oh ja, geiler Raum.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Auf jeden Fall.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Ich finde so schön, wie sassy der Erzähler ist, wenn man halt nicht mal, wenn er mal irgendwas macht, was dumm ist oder das, was er nicht will.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Was? Schauen wir mal. Wir melken den Dialog aus diesem Spiel heraus. Wir melken die Erzählerlines bis zum letzten bitteren Tropfen. Pick, klack, klick, klack, klick, klack, klick, klack, flick, flack, schlick, schlack, plick, plack, tiki, taka, rapprabara, rappapa, rappapapa. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ra-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ra-ba-ba-ba-ba, ra-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, hey! Okay, gut. Das reicht dann wohl. Gut, dann gehen wir mal weiter.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
So. Ja, mit dem Ding... ja, stimmt. Ja, dann werfe ich wieder eine Münze, weil jetzt ist halt die Entscheidung. Hier können wir... Ja, komm, werfen wir mal... Eine Münze. Hui. Kopf ist rechts, links ist... Was? Kopf ist geradeaus. Zahl ist links. Kopf ist geradeaus. Geradeaus, sehr schön.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Stop. Get some help. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion, will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Konnte man nicht einfach hier runterjumpen?
Look, Stanley, I think... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Ja, irgendwann werden wir die schon finden. New content?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Oh, ja.
Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Ja, unglaublich, ja. Muss man schon sagen.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not sure. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Very powerful.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Nee, leider nicht. Verdammte Ninjas, die sind alle so
When
unsichtbar.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Es tut
perfectly
mir leid,
well.
ich bin
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
On his left, na 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 na.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years
man kann
ago.
jetzt entweder hier auf diese Sache da runterspringen.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Nö, okay, wieder zurück. Ich will mich nicht schon wieder runterstürzen. Ich glaube, da hinten kann man nicht mehr hin. Okay. Gut, dann machen wir erstmal, machen wir das Ending. Ich habe es ja schon mal eine Karte von ihr vorgelesen. So. Gehen wir her.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. Ich tue es. Apartment photos.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Scheiße. I tried. Nein. Let me go. Let me go, you piece of shit.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Hey. Guten Morgen, Arbeiter 427. Drück hier auf der Tastatur.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Bitte drücke P.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Jetzt machen wir genau die Arbeit.
But
die
in his
Stanley
mind,
tut.
In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Bitte drücke Z, zu Fernsehen.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Bitte drücke P, Zeit mit den Jungs zu verbringen.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Bitte drücke Q. Q, das Wort.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Bitte drücke P, deinen Kindern eine Geschichte zu erzählen.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Bitte drücke B, deine Frau zu sagen, dass du sie liebst. Oh, darling, ich.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Bitte drücke C, schlafen zu gehen.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Mal schauen, ob ich das tun kann. Ich meine, ich kann jetzt mal ein bisschen warten, aber ich glaube, im Ending ist es unmöglich, quasi, dass es halt, es geht nicht weiter, wenn man die Taste nicht drückt. Bitte drücke O, um morgens zur Arbeit zu erscheinen. Ja, ich glaube, so sehr wir es jetzt auch versuchen, das Spiel wird es nicht akzeptieren, wenn wir hier jetzt, Ich warte noch ein bisschen, noch so eine Minute, eine Minute ist schon so lang. Come on. Come on. Ja, okay, egal, scheiß drauf.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Drücke B, nichts zu hinterfragen.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Bitte still.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Mieser, dead. Ah, meine Güte, aber wenigstens haben wir jetzt jedes Mal hier diesen Input da. Wenn wir zurück in den Himmel wollen, dann können wir
All
das
of his
machen.
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Ja, Moment, scheint es noch alles normal zu sein hier.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there, just a kind of, tingle.
Schön.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So, ich glaube, wir können ja da noch das Phone unpluggen. Ja, das können wir noch in diesem Part machen und dann... Ich glaube, da war noch etwas mit runterjumpen.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Das können wir dann auch
I'm
im
not
nächsten
your
Part
enemy,
machen.
really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Das steht mir auch im Skript checkt.
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay, ich versuche mich zu bessern.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
Back second crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Yay,
and the feeling should
das muss
subside.
sie wissen.
At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Das Spiel sieht auf jeden Fall ganz normal aus, würde ich behaupten. Ja.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I see. I tried, okay? I tried. Gut, gehen wir nochmal zurück. Ich habe gelernt, dass sich logisch zu entscheiden wichtig und richtig ist. Und ich werde mich bessern. Keine Sorge.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay. Wir kriegen das schon hin. Mr. Narrator.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, auf jeden Fall.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
Oops.
hurry back in the other direction.
Yeah,
Perhaps
sorry.
we're not too late.
Okay. Ich krieg das hin. So. Entschuldigung, jetzt habe ich mich richtig entschieden. Alles so.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Oops.
For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yeah.
You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Hey. Jetzt wirst du ein bisschen...
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ja, okay, komm, machen wir es mal. Machen wir es so, wie es will.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sind wir jetzt noch in dem Ending oder nicht? Ich kann mich nicht mehr richtig erinnern. Funktioniert das Spiel jetzt normal oder? Ah, nee, schau mal, ja. ja, hab ich mir schon gedacht.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115.
Okay.
Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark 115. Nightshark 151? 115? Was war's noch?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115. Hey, ich sag's doch, warum funktioniert's nicht?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Ich komme hier nicht raus.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Credits here.
Stanley, this is important.
Wege von Koparius, Reason William Perk,
Story
Kevin
needs
Writing,
you
Cross
to
and
make a
Cross, William
decision.
Perk, Dominic.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand? Whatever
choice
choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Ja, das ist das Ending. Gut. Jetzt mal mit super Überlänge-Part haben wir hier dieses Ending abgeschlossen. Wir sehen uns dann zu einem nächsten Part. Bis dann und ciao.